I don't know. I can't think.
I don't think I've spoken to you directly since Christmas. Oh no,
Nah,
we
not
talked.
directly. I mean, Facebook, yeah, but not directly.
Well, Happy New Year,
Thanks, man. Happy New Year to you.
Alana.
Uh,
I feel like I've seen you this year. I might not have done.
Oh, we probably have. Let's just say you have.
Let's just say just for reasons. I have. We'll say I have.
drinking on a boat. Anywhere, Jamie? Lately?
A boat?
Yeah,
Nah,
didn't you go out on a?
that was before Christmas. I've been pretty boat free since just before Christmas.
Ah,
Yeah, a couple of weeks before. Staying off the boats. I did go on a boat actually. I went on a boat to Cockatoo Island, so that was a boat. That happened.
Was it a party boat?
No, it was a normal boat, but there was a party
Mm.
at Cockatoo Island.
That's still pretty good.
Kind of makes sense. Cool. Well, this is the first episode of Plugged In for 2016. We're up to 7 now. 7 episodes since we started doing this. Alana, Dan are the only 2 people joining today. How are you, Alana?
I'm good. I'm slowly getting back into work and just missing having like all day, every day to play games, which is what I did for most of my break. Good.
That's real life. Did you do anything else exciting over the Christmas break?
Yeah, I caught up with some friends from college, had a little New Year's party in the apartment here. Not sure how we fit everyone in, but we managed. And yeah, just saw lots of friends, went out for lots of breakfasts and lots of alcohol, lots of food. It's a good break.
Social cat. I'll have to keep talking to you because I can't talk to Dan because Dan's gone. He's just dropped out. Straight up dropped out. I'm assuming it's him to send me a message.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said give us a sec. We'll give him a sec. We can keep talking about real world life. When did you go back to work? You've been back a week now?
2 weeks. This is the second week back. And yeah, it's going pretty well. We're have a big deadline tomorrow, so shouldn't be too hectic. We're pretty on top of it, but yeah, be good to get that out of the way.
You can't stay up playing games all night.
alright,
Sadly,
there
no.
we go.
Yeah,
How's that?
How was Christmas then? Did you have a nice break?
Oh, it was actually really good. Christmas, I didn't have to go anywhere. I was just home. We had one side of the family, so it was a really short day. And New Year's, I got drunk and swam in the pool. Good times. Good times.
Yeah, you can't do much better than some drunk swimming. Mate, there's risk of death, but that's minor. Have either of you played anything interesting over Christmas? Did you finish anything you maybe wanted to finish, or start something you wanted to start? Dan, do you have anything?
Yeah,
on the list?
Life is Strange. I've started it. Still haven't finished episode 3. I haven't started episode 3.
How long did it take you to figure out how to get past the professor at the start of that episode?
Past the professor.
The head teacher, the headmaster.
Oh, I didn't. I just kept going. I don't know. I use rewind when I feel like I've done something wrong. Otherwise, I just let it go.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Good way to do things. What about you, Alana? Did you
I'm like, yeah, I would tell the fucking principal if if there was a kid running around the school like that. So, like,
I think you're talking about a different part to what I am, so I'm not going to say anything. I don't think you're there yet. Alana, have you played anything else?
I finally got and then finished all of Dragon Age Inquisition's DLC. I'd finished the main game when it first came out, but I just kind of never gotten all the DLC, but I finally got a good deal on it, and it was, yeah, I'd forgotten how good that game is and how much I enjoy it, and after playing The Witcher, there were lots of things in Dragon Age that was like, I don't know, things that they missed out on or done poorly as an RPG, but soon, none of that really mattered, and I was just really enjoying the characters and the dialogue and the emotion dialogue wheel and just the whole world of it, and all of the DLCs explored a totally new area, and they were all really cool areas. So yeah, I love that.
It's on my list of things to go back to sort of early this year before this year's big open world experiences start coming out. I finished The Witcher at last. And
At last.
Thank you for the guidance, Alana.
Is that even possible?
The main story, the main story is that what I think my
Yeah.
clock out the main campaign was about 50, and I'm at about 69 now. So I use my master gear level level 34, 35, whatever it was.
Hmm.
It made me change my opinion coming back to it out of Fallout. I do think it's a superior game. That's not to say that I didn't have the most fun I had last year playing Fallout in terms of a gaming sense, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the end. Very good, very cinematic. It's,
Hmm. Yeah.
we don't need to talk about The Witcher anymore. Everything you've ever said about it is on point, so
Yeah.
it's absolutely fine. I also finished Life is Strange, but not just episode 3. I actually finished it. I finished the whole thing.
Oh, you flew through it all.
Yeah, I finished it in about 2 days. So over the course of 2 evenings, and it made me cry both evenings, and that doesn't happen. I've not felt that kind of emotion in a game, I don't think ever. Possibly in Heavy Rain at some point, but not to the level that I did with this. So yeah, let me know how you feel when you finished it, Dan. And
will.
Alana, start playing it.
Yeah,
very,
I'm
very good.
halfway through episode 3. Actually played a little bit more of it today, but yeah, since I finished Dragon Age now, that's number 1 on my list. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to that.
my go back I think is to finish Metal Gear Solid, and Dragon Age. Dragon Age and Metal Gear are my next 2 big ones to finish. I also want to get through Persona 4 Golden on the Vita, which I'm about 60 hours in, but the clock for the main story on that's around the 100-hour mark, so still got a fair bit to go before Persona 5, hopefully, fingers crossed, comes out this year. News and things what we haven't talked about. Virtual reality is the biggest news. It's been touted as the biggest thing for this year. Now you both know how much of the handle I flew off when they released the price, because I was expecting it to be more expensive than people were estimating, but not by nearly double. I've had time to stew over it, actually. My opinion's changed. My anger has changed towards the price, but not towards the way that the messaging was delivered before launch. Dan, I know, Alana, I've spoke to you quite extensively about it as you've been helping me pick parts for the computer that's going to run it. But what's your thoughts, Dan? We've not really spoke about it.
Well, when you see the price, you do look at it and go, holy crap, because no one was predicting it to be as much as it was. But also, I wasn't really upset with it either, because it's that thing of, we don't know how much these cost, or how long, like, to physically make, I mean. Like, we don't know how much they cost to make, and how long they've been in development, really. Like something can be in development since 2010, but even getting all the patents and everything before that requires work. So you don't know how long it's been in development, how much they want to wear cost of the hardware. And the other thing is, there's literally no other counterpart at the moment to compare it against. Like, you can't say, yeah, like it's like 900 is expensive. Well, expensive to what? Like, there's nothing to compare it to yet.
1,000.
So I'll probably have more.
It's more than that.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
yeah, well, it depends if you're picking it up or something. Yeah, but so when we get some, whether it's PlayStation or whatever HTC, or is it HTC?
The Vive, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks really cool.
So whenever we find out what they're worth, and they're different machines in themselves as well, so we'll have discussions about that, but we'll see how much those are compared to the Oculus. Yeah, I shut my phone off because it keeps beeping. But yeah, that's my thought at the moment. So I thought it was expensive, but also I have nothing to compare what expensive is.
That's a really crucial point about it, and it annoys me that we get screwed a little bit. There is literally tax put on straight. It's not even tax. I don't know what it's for, but if you go to the pre-order site, it hits at $5.99, and then if you change the ship address to Australia, it automatically goes up to $6.45. which when you then account for the current exchange rate, takes it to 749 shipped or something like that, and then yeah, it's daft, and I was really, really annoyed about it. So the pre-order went live Wednesday, and I was still annoyed about it all day Wednesday. I was annoyed about it most of the day Thursday. I kind of forgot about it by Friday, and then I was just, as the weekend came around, I was looking into some stuff about it, and I wound up pre-ordering it. I pre-ordered it on Sunday. I just bit the
But were
bullet.
you still annoyed when you pre-ordered it?
No, that's what I mean. This is when I'd had the time to actually come round to not the idea of the price. Like the price is expensive, and I still think it's a lot. But early adoption in terms of technology and things that I've spent more money on than this kind of weighed it out for me. Do you know what I mean? I spent more money on an Apple Watch than the Oculus Rift's going to cost, and like if you buy a new laptop or something, it's going to be more money than that. Like, and these are quite old technologies. Do you know what I mean? Like this isn't a first. This is a first to market thing. And like you said, when the quality and the build quality is what it is, it's difficult to really go, it's too overpriced. It's not what people were expecting, but by no means is it overpriced. Alana, you spent some time at the weekend playing on a dev kit.
I did, yes.
And you openly said that if that was the product they were shipping, you'd still pay that amount for that. Like, and when this is such an improvement, and it's
yeah, I mean, like the dev kit 2, you know, the resolution's really low. There's a little bit of lag. It's just like, you know, things look realistic. It feels like you're, you know, in a spaceship. I played Elite Dangerous, but you know, nothing really stops you from thinking, oh my god, I'm in a spaceship. So if that's the Dev 2 kit, then the consumer version, and especially the one that, you know, the reason it's so much more expensive than they originally said and everyone was expecting is because they made so many improvements to like the frame and the screens and just everything. So it's going to be incredible, and it's just going to give you this amazing experience that, you know, like you said, you paid more money for an Apple Watch and for laptops. This is, you know, $1,000 for virtual reality. It's going to be incredible, and it's going to change the way we game. So, I mean, yeah, they handled the message badly, but really, I don't think it's that big a price or that, you know, a bad price for what we're getting. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah,
And I think a lot of people are also a bit frustrated because they couldn't possibly think it was going to be that price because Facebook bought them out, so they thought that Facebook would be able to wear some of that money, and we don't know. That's the thing, we don't know if they are or not. Like, we'll get a lot more information after they've shipped a lot of them, because
yeah, when people have done teardowns and we've seen actually the components that are inside, it's pretty much, I think, I can't remember where I'd read the report. It might have been on the Verge or Tech Radar or something, and they've said that the two screens in it are two, is it Galaxy Note 4, the most recent Galaxy Note screens that Samsung have done. That's the two screens that it's using. And if you think about the cost of those phones, like, if you would have gone out and buy that phone here, it would cost you $1,100 anyway, just for that screen. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the component makeup is, but I 100% believe that they're taking a hit, or it's at cost. Like they've already said, we aren't making money on these devices. That would be impossible to do. The price would be nearer $1,000 US if they were to do that. So it's been subsidized somewhere, and you've got to think that that's from those lovely guys over at Facebook.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, I plan on doing a series which I'll need Alana to help me with.
I can. I'll help out.
Do a building an Oculus ready PC, and
that'd be cool.
Covering the Oculus from there as well, which will be pretty interesting. Are either of you thinking about it, Alana? I know you said you've come close a few times to just biting the bullet. Are you any near it?
No, I'm no nearer. I don't know. I think it's something for me that I'm just going to see how it goes when people start getting it, and I'm going to, like, you know, hopefully play around on yours when we set it up and, you know, just test it out a bit before I commit.
Yeah.
because I know that I'm going to love it when I do use it, but I'm not sure how willing I am to make this bigger setup, and when I sit down to play a game, commit to putting on the headset and kind of immersing myself in this other world for a night of gaming or something. So yeah, I'm going to wait and see, but it is tempting. It's still
I do have some concerns myself, and a lot of it does revolve around the how comfortable is it going to be in this kind of a space for a long period of time. Now we can sit for, I'm sure all of us could sit for 8-9 hour stints without moving from our screens, but how does that affect you if you're in a virtual reality world and not just sat looking at a computer screen? That's concerning. What else is concerning is the amount of experiences that are going to be available at launch. Now, before we started this chat tonight, I was looking on the Oculus Share platform, which is where developers and things that are in pre-production all go. So they've got concepts and things that are maybe in beta, like sat on there for people to test with dev kits. And when I was surprised by the sheer amount of stuff there is just to try, as an experience, that restored faith a little bit. And on the Steam store as well, I know that they're partnered with, HTC and Vive is Steam, and it's Valve, isn't it? Valve and HTC, so that's their platform, and it'll be interesting to see whether the Steam store, where it says VR support, if that includes Oculus or not, because I did a search on their store as well, and there's over 9 pages of titles that have VR support. So I don't want it to end up being the same as this new console generation, where you pick up a new machine and there was, for the first 18 months, you had a choice of 3 or 4 noteworthy games to play. That's where there's the early adoption crisis that'll happen, where people are like, there's nothing to play. And they've closed the platform, which I'm really unhappy about. So the dev kits are obviously open source. You can program these yourself to work with anything with a bit of code, but the consumer version is going to be closed off and locked to the Oculus store. Not good news.
Well, it's a whole new game that they're trying to get into, and yeah, and I'll go with what you asked Alana before. Like, if I'd pick one up, I'm probably not going to pick one up. I'm still not even sure if I'll pick up a PlayStation VR, but that's just because that's the type of player that I am. I don't play on PC very regularly. I'm trying to actually play more PC, but generally it's ones like it's Her Story or Oxenfree, which comes out tomorrow, or just the small indie ones that I can come on, play for an hour or two, and then go. But generally, I'm probably, if I'm going to VR, I'll get a PlayStation VR, which I can just plug into the PlayStation and let it work, and not have to worry about having the right PC specs and stuff like that. But that's just because of the type of gamer I am. That's not against HTC or Oculus or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just easy. I get that it's a much easier platform to work with, and I'm 90% certain that the reason that No Man's Sky has been delayed for so long is because it's getting VR ready. And there are interviews with Hello Games from sort of 2013-14 where they said they were experimenting with Oculus, and then obviously when PlayStation have picked up some of the slack in the development, you'd have to think that game is going to be VR ready. And if that happens, I don't know how if they say that game is coming and it's VR ready day one, it launches the same day as as PlayStation VR, and Oculus doesn't have support for it on PC, I'd maybe rethink my situation. But
well, we're talking later about guarantees. If that is No Man's Sky I'm excited for it. If it's good, like if it's a good rated game and I start getting excited for it, I'll get it. But if it's a VR game, that's a guarantee for me.
Yeah, it's a day one thing. But then I don't want to get into the position where part of my decision behind not waiting to see what PlayStation are doing and just going straight for Oculus is Oculus have partnered with Microsoft for Xbox support, and as I've alluded to before, that's where I play the most games. So if I can play in a virtual theater in my own head, like something that's quite immersive, I'd rather that and have it for both. And that obviously works with the streaming capabilities of Windows 10. So there's good crossover. Other than No Man's Sky, none of the VR things they showed off at PSX interested me. I don't want to be a giant robot playing mini golf. I don't see the point. Like, it's just not. It's not a experience I want. What I want is to be able to use virtual reality for an experience like No Man's Sky, or like Elite Dangerous, or Star Citizen, or like these space games. I think they're going to be the first real home hitters. But I also want to be able to use like YouTube 360. Like experiences that have been made in video and other forms of entertainment, not just for games. If I can sit in my own IMAX theater in my own head and watch Star Wars, like, where do you draw the line and go, this wasn't worth it? Like, there's potential, and I'm excited, and I'm excited to build the PC that goes with it as well, which is a new thing. I've not even considered computer components for about a decade. Like, I've been solely focused on consoles, so all new experiences and lots to look forward to. It is a new year. There is lots of new things coming out. And Dan, you posed a question to us in our group chat the other day about what is a must buy for this year. So you can start us off. What's the must buys, and go in time order to make it easy, so we're not backwards and forwards through the year.
Okay, so my first buy is in April, which is Uncharted, which I talk about more in our video that's going up on the site soon, I guess. I think Chunt's working on it at the moment with our most anticipated.
Yep.
I'm just excited. It was only a month delay, so that didn't worry me. But yeah, it's my favourite series of all time. Nothing else needs to be said about that. Next one would be Mafia 3. I never played the first Mafia. I played Mafia 2. I loved it. Some people who played that game thought that there was nothing to do in the game because it was more, you're in an open world, but you kind of just drive from point to point. But I really liked that because just the atmosphere of the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, I just had so much fun, and I love gangster films, and so I'm excited about this one being in Louisiana. Next would be No Man's Sky, I guarantee, if it's VR, so I'll just skip over that because we just talked about that. And the last one, last one would be whichever comes first, but there'd be Horizon Zero Dawn. We've talked about it on many of the podcasts, but redhead, cool ass chick with a bow and arrow, fun hunting dinosaur robots in this vast open world. That is something that I would want to play during October, November, December, that whole time period. And then
you can't go wrong with any of those things.
Yeah, right? And then lastly, Mass Effect Andromeda. I love that series. It's one of my favorite sci-fi properties of all time. I mean, it can't beat Star Wars, but that's okay. What can? But yeah, it's just, I'm so excited. I want to see where they take it. I know it's set after the fact, but I want to know where it's set, what galaxy we're in, all that stuff. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
The clues in the name.
But yeah, so I can't wait for E3 to find out more about that and to see, what species of aliens we've got and all that.
Oh,
so
I hope you can play as a Turian.
No, that would be awesome to play as another species. But yeah, so those are my must-haves for the year.
Not satisfied as just being able to romance other species. You need to play as another species.
Yeah. Play as another species and romance a human, just to mix
just
it
to
up.
fuck with it. Just to fuck with the usual way of the world. Alana, you can take the next rope. You can repeat things that Dan said, because I'm gathering there's at least one thing that you're putting on your list.
There's at least one. It's Mass Effect, but we're not getting that until the end of the year, so got to wait that out. But yeah, really excited for that. First thing that I'm looking forward to this year is XCOM 2. Past few days I just watched all the PC Gamer videos on them. There's like a 15-minute video on character customization, and you can just do an insane amount of things. It's ridiculous, but it's amazing. I'm really excited for that. There's also the new Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. I don't think that will be a day one purchase for me, just because I'm not invested enough in the series. But that is a definite purchase for me. I will be picking that up because I really enjoyed Human Revolution, and this one, seems to be building on all the things that I really liked from the from the first one.
Which is actually on Games with Gold on Xbox as of today. And you can play it on your Xbox One, which is backwards compatible. So if you've not played it, there it is.
Yeah, definitely pick that up. It's a great game. They're my big ones for this year. Dishonored 2, but I still don't really know much about that. I'm not sure if it has a definite release date, but we'll probably hear more about it at E3. They're my big ones for this year. Everything else is kind of take it or leave it. I will pick other things up, but they're the ones I'm holding out for.
No Man's Sky?
Oh, I mean, obviously I'm looking forward to No Man's Sky.
And what about Mass Effect? You're allowed to talk about it just because Dan talked about it. Your reasons for one.
Okay, good.
Other than romancing.
I almost didn't say it just so you could go nuts.
Well, I actually talk about it in our most anticipated video, so I don't want to repeat myself too much. But it's, besides after Witcher, it's my second favorite series. I just really love the characters and the world, and I love that it's like the vision of the future that we had, in the past and in old sci-fi films. And it's just, everything's really sleek and it looks great. And I love the alien character design and the armor. And it's going to be on the Frostbite engine, so everything's going to look gorgeous. So that's probably what I'm going to upgrade my computer for, is towards the end of the year. I'm
going to put money on it now that if that game releases with VR support, that Alana will sneak into my home and live here.
Yeah. No, you'll have to set up a nice bed for me, and
that'll happen.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad you know that. Cool.
I figured. Myself, before Christmas, I was quite excited for Far Cry Primal. Not so much now. I think it was just because there was a bit of interest generated around it, and I was like, do you know what? This actually does look really cool. And then I remembered that I bought Far Cry 4 at the expo because I got that Pagan Min statue thing.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome, but I've played the game for roughly 25 minutes, and 15 of those 25 minutes was when I was getting the alternate ending where if you sit and do nothing, it takes you straight to the end. And I almost went, and that was a fun game. And then
so
just
you finished the game?
Yeah, I've done it. Finished it. Completed it. Took me 25 minutes. So I'm up in the air about that. I think I'm gonna do a let's wait and see how it is, and then maybe pick it up in a month when it gets $10 knocked off it in the on the Xbox store, which seems to be a running theme at the minute. Like you think like games like Tomb Raider that came out in November, or Rainbow Six Siege came out at the end of the year as well. Like all of these games like instantly get like 10 or 15% knocked off a month or two after launch. So if they're not must buys day ones, like that's going to be my way to do things from now, I think.
Well, those games in particular need some help selling some games.
Yeah, true story. Well, like, Assassin's Creed Syndicate did the same thing, and it sold pretty well in the end, like because it started getting good critical reviews, and over the Christmas period, it was selling pretty well. It's just strange to see like the titles that they immediately take money off. You can still pick The Witcher up for like $30. I'm on the US store, not the AU store. But first for me it's probably going to be No Man's Sky. That's June. I was looking through the store the other day and I was like, there is literally nothing here that I've got. The Division is it March? February?
Yeah. The Division
March,
for me is another one that I'm going to like wait and see.
I need to let that sit.
If I get in on it, I want to get in on it pretty early on. So I think I'm only kind of going to give myself a week or two to decide if I'm keen, because I don't want to get into it when numbers are going down and everyone's super high leveled. I would like to get in on it kind of on the ground floor, but I'm not confident enough to get it day one. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, see, I've so many wait and see games. Like I'm excited for them, but it's just one's like The Last Guardian or something like that, where it's like you don't know what that game's going to come out like. Like,
That's the thing. And we've been
um,
burned a lot in the last couple of years.
yeah, and you still don't know if games are going to get delayed, things like that.
Yeah.
So just wait and see.
That's a big concern in terms of anything this year. I think a lot of stuff's going to get pushed back. I think there's a lot of stuff not nearly finished. I think this could be another 2014.
Well, there's a lot of stuff like half the games that I'm looking forward to this year were meant to come out last year, and they've been pushed back to this year, or they were meant to come out earlier this year. Like XCOM, Deus Ex, they're all meant to be out months earlier, but they've been delayed. So I'm hoping none of them get delayed again.
XCOM's gone gold. It's in people's hands already.
Yeah.
It's already out, so I think you're safe with that one. But Deus Ex could get another push because they.
It's a pretty.
They already just pushed it though, didn't they? They wouldn't do that again because they only pushed it by like a month or so.
No, they pushed it. It was supposed to come out Q1, and it's now coming out in like August, September time.
Oh, they pushed it September.
Yeah, it got a 6-month push.
They wouldn't do it again. They wouldn't dare.
Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
People are doing it. People are pushing and pushing and pushing. But I don't know. We'll see. There does seem to be a lot of that this year. People think South Park is going to make an appearance this year. I don't, because I think it's a Q1 game, just like the Stick of Truth was. It came out at a great time of the year when not much else came out, and it was a fucking phenomenal experience. And I think they do the same for the second game. I think that's next year. I think it'll be a Q1, Q2 next year game. But what had come after? So where have we got to? No Man's Sky. So that's June, when my Oculus arrives. So I kind of have to be excited for that, although I'm not really excited for any of the games. Well, not come bundled. Sorry. Anyway, is it Chronos? Chronos looks pretty good. It's the first RPG that's coming out for it, and it's basically a Legend of Zelda puzzle-esque RPG with Dark Souls traits. And in VR, that looks pretty cool. You level up a character properly like you would in normal RPGs, so I'll put that one there. Persona 5, it doesn't have a release date, so I can throw it anywhere in this year. I don't need to talk about that.
You can throw it in
more
next year, year after if you want.
That's just mean, Dan. Yeah, that's really mean.
I could still be waiting for this like 2017. I could be grey before I get that game. That brings us into the sort of fall season, or our summer here as it is. I'm struggling to think of anything. Like last year, it was hit for hit for hit for hit. Obviously, massive.
Well, apart from the guaranteed ones that we see every year, like the sports games and the
like
Call of Duties and that. But I'm on Wikipedia at the moment, and all I've got is Deus Ex in August, Ukulele in October.
All right, that's this year too.
Yeah,
that's another wait. That's another wait. No, for me, that's not a. That wouldn't be a day one. I'm buying this purchase. FIFA will be. I always get FIFA, and I always get it early on EA Access. So
NBA 2K, same for me.
Yeah, it's where you think I'd buy yearly, so I wouldn't consider it something that's out of the norm and like, wow, I need to get this. It's just it's that time of year again. It's time to upgrade this.
I do think that the new Hitman, I think I'll get that day one or very early on, because they're going to be, releasing the new missions for it, and I don't want to miss out on any of them or any of the like special timed ones. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that, and I think just kind of because of the way they're structured it, I'm going to pick it up early. I don't think I would otherwise if it was just a regular game, but I'm excited to see how this thing works out. So
I'm thinking that too. I'm just looking through some other big ones for the year, like Dark Souls 3 is in April as well.
I've totally forgotten about that, and it's not going to be my one purchase.
And it's going to be, because it's the last Dark Souls game they're bringing out too, so that's I reckon that's going to sell pretty well. What have we got? Ratchet & Clank, got Quantum Break, Xbox's Remedy game.
Yeah, that's not a day one thing either, because that is either going to be the best game that's come out on Xbox, or it is going to tank harder than anything.
If it comes out and it's great to amazing, I'm probably going to get it, just because it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be different with the whole TV side of it. Going through what else we got. There's a few things coming out for Oculus in March, like Adrift, that one, the one when you're in space, floating
That
through
does
space.
look, it's basically Gravity the game.
Yeah.
It does look pretty interesting, but so much of what's coming out launch window for it is space-based, so I think it's going to be more trying the demos for each of them and going, right, this is the one I want to get invested in, this is the one that I'm most comfortable with, and it ships with Eve Valkyrie. I know that's just it's sort of a bloody dogfight kind of game, but I want something with a bit more depth. Like they've said, that's going to have customization and ranking like any other multiplayer title would, and you'll unlock emblems and characters and ships and all the rest of it. So if it's got a big enough hull, it could be fucking brilliant that everyone that's getting one is going to get that game. But yeah, I think that Chronos is my most look forward to for the Oculus. I think I did forget about that though. That does look pretty cool too.
That's the thing. All those games are coming out. Adrift, Chronos, Edge of Nowhere, and Eve Valkyrie, all on the 28th of March.
Yeah, they're all day one games for it. Yeah. We'll have to see what sort of comes out later in the year for it as well, because there could be a couple of surprises in store, I think, especially things that come out later in the year that have got support for it native, and what games on the PC get patched with support from the developers. Like even the thing I sent around to you guys of the community-made mod for Fallout. If Bethesda took the time to actually go, here's a VR mod from us, and that it works really, really well. Like I can't wait to try that, even just as a community modded thing, let alone official support from the devs. But that's me. That's my most anticipated.
We should also give Chunt a shout out and say Gears of War 4 as well.
Yeah, he's super keen on Gears 4. What else did he say to us the other day? There was a couple of other things that he was really keen on. I think they mostly got delayed. It was like Recore and the other Xbox exclusive that got delayed, which I can't remember what it was because there've been so many delays.
And oh man, I was just thinking of it. I'm also excited for Telltale stuff, obviously.
When we actually find out what their schedule is for this year, I think that might be a GDC thing. I think we'll see more.
Well, Michonne is coming out Q1, and then you got the Batman game, and then we'll see what that. No, but they said 2016, so
yeah,
it's coming. Yeah, and then there's just a whole bunch of small stuff which I'm excited for, but it's like to see what happens. Like Crackdown 3 coming out this year. Forgot about that one.
Yeah, not an interest. Yeah. Not of interest. I didn't play any of the others. I know that's got a bit of a cult following, but it's not my cup of tea. I'd quite like a cup of tea. I might make.
I think Doom was the other one that Chunt.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. And that's actually probably going to be on my list. What I was just you've got an Xbox now, right?
Yes, I do.
Good. So if The Division comes out and The Division's good, we were all looking for a game to play together. Should it be The Division?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Or would you be paying money, aren't you?
Or are you going to be PC in it, Alana?
I mean, naturally, if I can buy a game on PC, I will. But if I was, going to play it with you guys, I'd probably get it for Xbox.
I was just thinking when because Lauren had mentioned the other day about us all playing something together, and that Ben Chunt was like, well, don't we all have at least we all have one platform now, the platform that all of us own. So yeah, if that ends up being good, we'll commit to that. That'll be our game to play together. If it's Destiny, but from third person and in a more flushed out universe, it'll be very good, and it'll be good to play as a team. So that's going to work. That'll wrap that segment out, to be honest, because we have got the most anticipated game for each of us. It's coming out as a third part in our little series, which Chunt is editing together this week. It'll be up on the YouTube channel tomorrow. and we need to really plan what we're doing with this year. We've all got ideas for sort of content we want to carry on doing. Dan, you're continuing with your PlayStation developer spotlight. I'm going to do more community-focused stuff as originally planned last year, and the road, sort of a road to Oculus series. I think that'll be quite good as I'm building the PC in stages, and then it arriving and actually trying it out. I want to be able to sort of record people's reactions to like their first experience in VR and things, and I think that could work quite well.
That would work really well because everyone's has that oh my god moment.
It's that moment of joy that you see on people's faces, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And it's so good. Everybody's reaction is the same, and everybody's face is the same, and it's just seeing it all. Like I think that would be quite a good thing. So that's going to be my focus earlier in the year. Chunt's going to start doing a Games with Gold focused sort of Xbox Let's Play, sort of looking at what's on the list as the months roll on as well. So there's good planned out sort of content. So I hope this year's as good as the end of last year was. We were smashing what I thought we'd be doing in the last couple of months of the year. So long may it continue. And we'll come back next week, hopefully with Chunt in tow too, and Lauren, if she's not doing things like watching The Hateful Eight, which she's doing now, as she sent us the photo of. So I'll catch up with you guys next week. And if you're a returning viewer to this, thank you for watching again. Support does help. It's good that we've got people consistently coming back, both here and in America. We have nearly as many viewers from America as we do here in Australia. America. Keep that president of yours. Figure a way out to make it happen.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's not go
political, please.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole and just make it end. Bye.
Bye.